Can you imitate any animal sounds perfectly?
I used to be able to do like some birds. I don't.
That's pretty good.
I
That's
don't
pretty good.
know.
I'm at SHOT Show 2024, and I've got the opportunity to sit down with Melissa Backwoods for a few minutes. Everyone knows you for your knife reviews, but I want to ask some mostly non-knife questions. So I've got to make some personal questions,
Okay.
some survival questions,
Sweet.
and some just for fun questions.
Okay, let's go.
Outside of knives and bushcraft, what are your other hobbies and passions?
So I'd say mostly I've always been really big into health and fitness. I love going to the gym. I love big into nutrition. It's always just been a big passion of mine, and a huge amount of time outside of is mountain biking. Like I really love downhill mountain biking and Turo. I'm a big adrenaline junkie, I guess,
Nice.
if you will. So
Nice.
that, and as of more recently, I've actually picked up reading, which has been kind of cool to like get back into it.
What kind of books are you reading?
I started getting back into like fiction, like mystery fictions,
Yep.
but autobiographies. I don't know all of it.
Yeah.
It's just a good way to calm down my brain because I'm so like go all the time.
What's a typical day in the life of Melissa Backwoods like?
I like wake up, I skin a bear. No, I'm just kidding. I wish it could be like really cool and adventurous, but lo and behold, I am pretty typical. I am fortunate to work from home.
Yep.
So I like wake up, I make myself a cup of tea, and I pretty much do emails. And on the days where I am filming though and doing knife reviews, I get to go outside and like I get to test knives
Yep.
and stuff like that. But honestly, pretty laid back. I do wake up, I work, and then I go to the gym after work and come home and hang out with my dog and cook a good meal. Yeah,
Nice.
so pretty typical stuff.
Nice. Well, content creation it's a grind.
It is a grind, and people, in a lot of my videos, like I might be outside cutting something or doing something fun, but like a lot of it's just like editing, and editing takes time. You're answering emails. A lot of it's business stuff.
It is.
You know how that goes.
It is. It is. So, what are the challenges and rewards of being a female in a mostly male-dominated industry, knives and bushcraft?
So being a female, it has its advantages. It has a ton of advantages, but it also has disadvantages. I think at first it was kind of weird. People just like see me and they're like, oh, she like, at first I kind of got like, oh, she's just like a pretty face, or like people who didn't know who I was, they would just be like, oh, I see why the knife companies are
Yep.
using her. And then fortunately though, with time passing, I think people understand that, I'm actually passionate about this. I know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
And just being in the industry, working for Blade Magazine and Blade Show, my face is, people know now. So I think it's kind of weird. You got to like tiptoe around this territory of, being a female, because it catches people attention when you're a female.
Yep.
So it's a big advantage, and it definitely like catches people's attention more. But you also gotta keep this line where you stay come off as a professional, and you don't want to like. It's just weird. People think you're like ditzy or dumb for stuff. I don't know. I sometimes used to get that where people might not take me seriously.
Yeah.
But that was pretty far and few between. I think mostly it's been a huge advantage, and it's also been like cool showing people that like, hey, it's cool to be in this. It doesn't really matter.
Well, you paid your dues now. How long have you been doing this?
So I've been doing like knife reviews, probably about 6-7 years
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
Yeah.
And kind of putting my face on, social media. So people pretty much know who I am now. But, at first I think people are like, who is this? Who is this girl? Just
Yeah.
running around with knives. But yeah, it's been all really well received, and I'm just like really happy
Good.
that this community is awesome. I like genuinely love the knife community. I'll say it time again, and I've been very fortunate to be
Good.
well received by everyone.
Great. So, building off that, what's your advice for young women starting out or trying to start out and break into male-dominated industries like firearms, prepping, knives?
It would be pretty much the same, I think, though, that I would give for a male. It would be to stay professional. Know your, at the end of the day, people are gonna. They're gonna, if you know your stuff, people are gonna respect you.
Yeah.
And first and foremost, don't be afraid to learn. Don't be afraid to ask questions.
What is your time in the wilderness What has it taught you about yourself and your life outside of bushcraft and content creation?
I think especially when I did the show Naked and Afraid, you're really when you're outside, and you probably know this, when you remove all the distractions away, when you remove the technology, you really learn how quickly our lives are just filled up with like nonsense and stuff that is like created to distract us. When you can just be like alone with yourself in silence, you learn that time goes by much slower.
Yeah.
And you think about things in a totally different way, and you also come to really realize what's important.
Are there any skills or topics you're currently researching or learning about for future content?
Just bought a book. It's called Knife Engineering. It's by Dr. Laren Thomas, and it goes really into like heat treating, steels, knife geometry, kind of like knife nerdery type of stuff. And I'm trying to understand that a bit more because there's so much that I don't know. I never claim myself to be like an expert. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys knives and tries to make them accessible to people and tries to make them interesting to people. So I definitely would like to learn a lot more about steels and steel composition. And it's really kind of interesting when you start to break into it and learn a little bit more about like the process of things like heat treating. I don't know. It's fun when you start to learn.
Sure.
Get a little deep into, I don't know why I said heat treating, but just like knife metals, metallurgy, and all that stuff. So yeah, I bought this book. It's like kind of, and I'm excited to start kind of doing some more research on.
Have you ever designed your own knife?
I'm in the process right now of designing one with Wee knife. It's going to be just like a fun, simple little
Cool.
budget blade, like a little gentleman's folder, and it's a really simple design. I'm just breaking into it with something nice and simple, and then hopefully there's a couple of other companies I've been talking to, and it's about just getting the courage to tell myself, hey, I know
can do
enough.
it.
Yeah, I can
I
do
think
it,
you
right?
probably do.
Yeah, well, we get afraid of judgment. I don't want people to be like, what is this knife design?
Yeah,
But I'm
right,
like, if
true.
I design something that I like, then at the end of the day, I'll be proud of it. So
Nice. Okay, survival questions or survival related questions. In your experience, what are the essential mental and physical attributes for effective personal preparedness?
one of the most important things is staying positive. You have to stay positive because it's really easy to get into like a negative spiral. And did you say physical? Did you say physical as well? Sorry, you named a couple.
Mental and physical attributes.
So endurance, one thing I especially learned when I was doing Naked and Afraid, I'm really big into fitness. I try to stay active. Having good endurance, physical endurance, and physical strength it's really important in a survival situation. That was an interesting lesson I learned. Just having a healthy body, if you will. So taking care of yourself in your day-to-day life.
Yep.
If you're a healthy individual and something like situation happens where there's like a major shutdown, it's good to have the ability to walk long distance, to have endurance. But also, mentally being able to stay positive and to able to step back and think through things in a clear manner. I've had problems my whole life with I'll get anxious about something. My mind will go into a million directions, but being able to step back and find your foundation and to take a deep breath.
Deep breath.
Yeah,
Right.
like just breathe.
Right.
And calm, if you can take a few deep breaths in a really stressful situation, it's really helpful. It'll help, clear your mind out.
It is, yeah. So I often advise preppers to stock comfort foods in their long-term food storage so that after a collapse, their meals won't be quite so dull. If you were going to stock comfort foods, what would they be?
Oh man, well I can't say ice cream because that would not be a good one.
Freeze-dried ice cream?
Honestly, like peanut butter or chocolate. I love chocolate. I mean, maybe some Reese's or some good like Ghirardelli chocolates. That would be cool. Yeah, and peanut butter.
And peanut butter.
Yeah.
Classics.
Or do like peanut butter and jelly and just make those like goobers. Do you know what a goober
I do,
is?
yeah.
Yeah, that seems like comforting to me.
If you could only carry 3 items in a survival situation, aside from a knife, what would they be?
Aside from a knife. Okay, let's do waterproof fire starter, a good fat ferro rod that I
Okay,
could use long term, a nice big metal pot for boiling, and a good military grade tarp
Perfect.
for waterproof. I mean, those 3 things, aside from a knife, are invaluable,
Yeah, I do. If you could go on a bushcraft adventure with any historical figure, who would it be and why?
Oh, originally I thought this was you said celebrity. Did you say
I,
celebrity?
I have a celebrity question.
Oh, celebrity question. Historical figure? Maybe not even a historical figure, but just like I don't know, some native, like a Native American or a tribes person, like a Bushman.
Oh, that'd be
Because
cool.
those people would just, I don't even want to do a famous person. I want to just be with someone who knows their stuff, who knows how to actually
And
survive.
like connects with the planet in a way that we really
Yeah,
don't
give me
or
somebody
can't.
who lives and knows in nature.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, nice. Okay, just for fun questions. If you could only choose one, would you rather fight one horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses in the wilderness? And which knife would you use to take them on?
I don't even want to fight one duck. Have you ever had like a one-on-one with like a goose or a swan? Any type of duck, man. When they come at you with those bills, I would rather do 1,000 horses. I don't care. And yeah, I'd probably primarily use my
Your
feet.
feet,
I was
kick 'em?
envisioning this. I was like kicking them at them. But if I had to use a knife, probably like a really nice kukri, just
right.
something I can slash away with back and forth, or a big machete, a long one that I can take out
Just take-
several
yes,
of those
yes.
baby horses. That's not baby horses, but mini,
Yeah, mini horses, right.
mini attack horses.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Now I'm just have the weirdest picture in my mind right now of just like a ton of horses.
I would have picked that too. A horse-sized duck
This
sound.
is
That
the
sounds
scariest
dangerous.
thing
Yeah.
ever. Yeah.
So the celebrity question: if you had to pick a celebrity to be your bushcraft survival partner, who would it be and why?
Probably Keanu Reeves, just because he's so cool. He'd like have like a level head. He's like such a chill person.
He seems very chill. Yeah.
Yeah. Just he'd stay grounded, stay cool. He'd probably know what to do. The guy's
Yeah.
been through a lot, so
Yes.
he'd keep it calm.
And he seems
cool.
like a nice guy.
Yeah, I've heard. No, I've heard he's like the coolest guy
Yeah,
ever. I'm
yeah,
like, he's
yeah.
definitely would be a sweet
Yeah.
celebrity to survive with.
I think so too. If there was a zombie apocalypse, what 3 items from your bushcraft kit would you choose to survive?
I'd get a nice fixed blade, right?
Yeah.
Probably one of my favorite fixed blades of all time that I'm really comfortable with using is like the Tops BOB Fieldcraft, Tops Bob Fieldcraft. And
That's what I ended up purchasing when we were talking.
oh, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
Dude, it's
Yeah.
such a. Do you like it?
I do.
It's a
It's
great-
it's
it's
really
it's
chunky.
survival.
It's almost a little bit
It is
too
a bit,
chunky.
yeah. It is a thick stock.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
But that way you can just beat the crap out of it,
You can.
And I have my Fatwood Fire Steel, so it's they're these like mega thick ferro rods, and they actually come. The handles are like. The handles are like really thick, and they're made from firewood that's packed with fire resin.
okay.
And they have like these huge ferro rods called Fatwood Fire Steels. They're like
I haven't seen that. I'll have to look those up.
yeah, they're really cool. They're all handmade, and they're baller. And then, I'm gonna have to go. I have like a my Kelty tarp. I don't know. I
Yeah,
guess
yeah.
I kind of go back to the 3 items. It's
Sure.
kind of similar to the last question.
Sure. What would be your go-to karaoke song during a campfire?
I don't know. Probably something like Bohemian Rhapsody. Everyone knows that one. We go, Mama, ooh. It'd be like a good uplifter, and it'd be long. Everyone
Yeah.
would go sing along. I don't know. It'd have
Nice.
to be one that just everybody knows and can sing along with. And yeah, we'll go Bohemian Rhapsody.
All right. Last question. If you had to survive in the wilderness using only items in a child's backpack, what would you hope to find inside?
Oh man. Okay, Kleenex for some like tinder maybe, and we could use that for water filtration.
Nice.
I'm not gonna find a lighter in a child's backpack.
No.
Yeah, maybe you could find some bracelets in there to take apart for some paracord. Assuming I would have a fire starter on me, it'd be sweet to have like a pencil. You could make that into some like little fire
Yep.
shavings. Hand sanitizer would be good lighter fluid,
Right, yeah,
right?
yep.
And also a good antiseptic you could use
True.
if for wound care. So yeah, I'm trying to think of other things that you might find in a child's backpack, but hopefully, honestly, I always thought about this would be a good survival, like a notebook. The show Alone?
Yeah.
I always thought a really good survival. I know they only get 10 items, but like just having a notebook and a pencil to write, like for sanity
For your
purposes.
sanity, I was just going to say that.
Yeah, like
Yep.
for that's a huge part of survival. Like, if a kid's backpack had like a notebook in there that I could just write for sanity purposes to kill time. That would be another good one. And maybe they'll have a juice box in there that I could ration out. That would be pretty handy.
That would be good.
Yeah.
So how can everyone find you on social media?
I'm just at Melissa Backwoods on everything: Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. Probably going to be most active on my YouTube channel, where I'm going to be diving into more long-form content, short-form content.
Nice.
And yeah, I do.
And so you recovered finally from the TikTok. You got banned, right?
I did. Yeah, man, they shut me down. I think I told you I had 300,000 subscribers, and they're
huge,
like,
yeah.
bye. No, I haven't recovered from that, but it's okay. It's honestly, my TikTok could get shut down any day because they just don't like knife content.
They don't like a lot of content.
They don't like a lot of, they're just a lot more stricter. So I don't put my eggs in one basket,
Yeah.
and I definitely don't put them in the TikTok basket, but it's okay. I luckily am fortunate enough to have put my efforts on all platforms.
Yep.
So if one gets banned, I still have other ways to
Backups.
reach people.
Yep.
Yeah.
Great. Well, thank you very much for your time.
Oh, thank you so much, Derek. Appreciate it.
Take care.
Thank you. Bye.